Redstone scientist.
Welcome back, guys. This is the Redstone Scientist here, coming at you not live from the vanilla UnchartedCraft server. You may notice that my armor is gone because of a tragic freak accident. We won't go into that right now. But, as usual, there is a lot of stuff that has happened, there is a lot of stuff I've done, and there's a lot of stuff to update you guys on. Now, I've been noticing that, in the episodes, we've been doing a lot of updating and not a lot of work on stuff. So, from now on, I'm going to really just focus on stuff I've been doing rather than what everyone else has been doing. But, on that note, we actually do have some mandatory things that we have to update on, because to not update you guys on it would just be unacceptable. So, let me actually just craft a set of iron armor, and we'll get started with the updates. Okay, we are back and I'm wearing iron armor. Now then, you may have noticed for a split second there were emeralds, and that is because of this guy right here. So, let me tell you the story of what happened. Or I will act it out with crude puppetry. No, I'm just kidding. Let's actually do this. So, basically, I don't know if I ever showed you. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I had two villagers here. This guy was a librarian, and this guy was a butcher. And I got them from that savannah village. Now, the butcher was pretty worthless, obviously, but he was still a villager nonetheless. He was more of a test. So, as I was coming in here by, using the door, unbeknownst to me, some zombies followed me in here, and I had one of these blocks here, so they were actually able to jump up and infect both of my villagers. Now, somehow, in the midst of it all, this guy ended up dying, and I don't know how that happened. And my poor librarian that had some great trades was infected. And so, for the first time ever, I cured a villager, which was pretty cool. And I did that, and he ended up being a fisherman, and I was so upset about that. But you may have seen right there, he is now a weaponsmith. And that is because I was very upset about it, but Lisby told me, why don't you just infect him again? So I lured another zombie in here, and I got him to infect him, and I did this very delicately, and it was all very under control. And I got him reinfected, and I cured him again, and wouldn't you know it, he ended up being a weaponsmith. And I've got some pretty good trades on here. So let me show you. I've got coal and emerald for emeralds, emeralds for an axe, iron for emeralds, which is huge since we have unlimited iron. That's something else we have to update you on. And emeralds for a fire aspect iron sword, diamonds for emeralds, never going to use that, emeralds for a sharpness 2 diamond sword, emeralds for an efficiency 1 diamond axe. So far, that's looking pretty amazing. I've been doing a lot of trading just so I can reset the iron stuff. But, speaking of iron, let's head on over to the spawn chunks to update you on something else that's been going on. By the way, guys, I'm actually a little bit, stuffed up at the time of this recording, but as you can see, something is very different in Kansas, or as the expression goes. I don't know how the expression goes. I actually don't like this path. The path is alright, but the snow really doesn't. I mean, the snow is alright, but the path really doesn't go with it. We'll talk about that later. We're still working on the design. If you remember, this was all sandstone. If you guys remember, unfortunately, at the end of the last episode, we found out that the iron foundry was broken. I don't know how it happened. Maybe Lisby does, but the point is, it broke. And that's very sad. But if we go over here and take another look, we don't need to worry about that iron foundry anymore because we have built the famous iron towers. Now, for those of you who don't know, Tango Tech is the guy who has created the majority of all the big iron farms. The Iron Foundry, the Iron Titan, the Iron what have you. So, the Iron Foundry, which is this one right there, was sort of, at the time it was created, the latest and greatest one. Now, Tango Tech came out with another one for 1.8 called the Iron Titan, I believe. And the Iron Titan does not look like this. The Iron Titan looks more similar to this, but it's a little prettier, and it is for 1.8, and it works perfectly, and even better than the ones for 1.7. But that had to be built in the spawn chunks. Now, remember, this is the spawn chunks, and so that still could have worked here. But we wanted to, just in case something like that happened again, where it broke, we wanted something that was sort of not unbreakable, but was a little bit safer than that. So Daniel Coates, the one who also did the design for the wood farm that we have, the withered-powered wood farm, who creates a lot of fantastic stuff, designed this thing called the Iron Towers. Those are the two towers, thus the name. And so basically what that is another version of the 1.8 iron farm, but with this mess of redstone inside and all over the place. So what this does, actually, is if for some reason this thing were to break. Now, the point of it is so that it does not have to be built in the spawn chunk. So we are actually building this in the spawn chunks, which is not what it's intended for. But imagine this is not the spawn chunk. So basically there's a button that will reset the whole iron farm on its own. It will reset all the villages so that every time you leave the chunks and come back, you can push that button and all of it will start working again. But that reset takes about an hour or 2 hours. So that's why we ended up building it in the spawn chunks. So if for some reason the iron farm ends up breaking, all we got to do is push a button, wait a couple hours, and the whole thing will fix itself. And so there's a great design here. I believe this is Daniel Coates' design aesthetically. But anyway, I had very little to do with creating this, actually. But the point is, the dude Lisby sort of stole his own idea with this item elevator thing. He's a really big fan of the item elevators. So the things fall down here. There are reset buttons. They go through here. That's a poppy filter. And basically the iron fills up here. Now what you do is you take an axe and you break these chests, the ones that are full. Well, I can't find any right now. You break those chests. All the iron spills everywhere. You put iron blocks everywhere except for these 3 slots. And you just put iron there, so that way all you have to do is put type 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and you could keep crafting iron blocks. You put the iron blocks in this chest, and the iron blocks go through a water stream, a very pretty water stream, I might add, all the way up to here. And you can see that the iron blocks will float up through here into this item sorter here, and all of these chests will fill up with iron blocks. And so that's pretty cool. And you can walk in here and sort of see the whole thing working. It's very awesome. But again, that's not what we're here to do today. Now, there is one, maybe 2 other things that I have to update you on before we really get down to brass tacks. We are now approaching what is, in my opinion, the greatest thing we have on this server. Now, I did have a part in creating this. Let me turn the sound off. I did have a part in creating this, a much larger part than I had in anything else, really. Again, the dude Lisby really did most of the designing, though. This is actually a design from the TheDudeLisby server, guys. And so our wither skeleton farm kept breaking and stuff wasn't working, which I mentioned to you already, I believe. But we built the TheDudeLisby's Ghast Sweeper wither farm. And this thing is a beast. It is an absolute beast, and as I was saying, this thing is an absolute beast. It was designed by Redstone Spire of the TheDudeLisby server. I don't know why I'm suddenly getting this oh, it's because I'm at the wither farm, of course. So, we're not going to stay here long. So basically, the way it works is we are in a nether fortress chunk, and there are wither skeletons that spawn up there, as well as all the other nether mobs, and every once in a while, these withers, if we turn the farm on, will go back and forth and sweep these. They're trapped in minecarts, by the way. They will sweep all of the mobs off into this crusher here. Somebody put a slime block here by accident. And the crusher will, I'm not entirely sure how the crusher works, but basically, this can act as an XP farm that is faster than the Ender. And so you can turn pigmen on, blazes on, or just the wither skeletons. And it works amazingly. We are not going to be using it right now, but we will be using it in another episode. Not to mention which, there is a whole sorting system here that sorts it all. Now, I can't actually go up there right now because I need invisibility potions so the ghasts won't fire at me, otherwise they'll kill each other. But there's a whole sorting system for the items. It works like a charm. It is the most useful thing on this entire server. And there is also a wither killing station that we have created, but I'm not going to show you that now. But speaking of the most useful things on the server, we have some other stuff to look at. Alright guys, we are through the looking glass. This, I don't know if you guys already knew this, but we have a witch farm. It's like a quad witch farm, basically. And, well, I don't even know if that's true. I'm not even sure what that means. But the point is that we had a witch farm there, and it worked very well. But Lisby and I, mostly Lisby, as usual, Lisby, who happens to be the king of designing things, I have learned over my time on the server here, has created possibly the best design ever for a regular mob farm. Now, you may be asking, I need to know this design immediately. Well, you're in luck, because as soon as Lisby gets a new mic, he and I will be doing a tutorial on that design, which I'm very excited about. But in addition to that, Lisby, on his own, I might add, has created a slime farm. Now, this is not his design. I don't know whose design it is, but it works incredibly well because of the slabbing all around and the efficiency of everything. So, we have got a slime farm, a witch farm, and a regular mob farm all in this area, and they work unbelievably efficiently. Now, Lisby has built, oh, I forgot to mention that Lisby and I together made the mob farm, but as usual, Lisby made it mostly himself, and he did the slime farm, as far as I know, all on his own. So, we have got levers and buttons here to turn all the farms on and off. So if you really just want high efficiency on the witch farm or the mob farm or whatever, you can pull the levers. Now, I'm told that even with both of them on, they're at, like, max efficiency, which is incredible. So apparently, you get, like, 2 double chests of bones an hour from that mob farm, and I'm told that in an hour he got 2 double chests of slime balls. I mean, this is, and the great thing is, as far as I know, this is all public. I know the witch farm is public. I'm pretty sure the mob farm is, but I'm not sure about the slime farm because it's brand new. So we're going to go take a look at the designs of these things right now. Alright, here we are down the ladder. By the way, this guy is a full diamond zombie that spawned naturally. Can you believe that? And it looks like his pants are enchanted, and maybe even his boots. Anyway, this is the magic chunks right here. So let's do a little exploring. This is the sorting system that we have, he has created for all of the various farms. Now this is the slime farm, which he is showing Laazin right now. But as you can see, if we just take a quick peek in here, they are killed by iron golems. We had a sort of an extensive discussion about whether to kill them by cacti or iron golems. Lisby said iron golems, I said cacti, but as usual, Lisby was right. They are killed very quickly. So the slimes die, and they go here, and you know how slime farms work. But basically, the slimes go through here and into the sorting system. There are a ton of platforms here. We're going to have to take a look at it another day, the actual specific design of it, but Lisby did not design it, so there will not be a tutorial coming up for it. This right here is the magic mob farm, the most efficient mob farm on the face of the earth. That's quite a claim, but I believe it's true. So, there are 2 enormous spawning platforms up there, and we used cobblestone fences to make sure that spiders cannot spawn there, which is apparently something he wanted. So they fall down here, and the minecarts pick up their drops, because they die immediately. And all their drops get funneled through here. Now, that torch tower is to turn the lights on and off, so that we can turn the mob farm on and off. I'm going to see if we can get everybody on the server to one place, or, you know, to the best place to see this thing in action, because it's like a rain of mobs. So I'll be right back. Alright, I have got Laazin here, and the TheDudeLisby is going to turn the farm on, and we are about to see this thing in action. This is apparently the best place to stand, but look at that. It is just like, it's basically a continuous stream of mobs. Well, it's not really continuous, but it's pretty incredible. Now, wait. Now, actually, there is a camera account on, so it's not even at peak efficiency right now. So as you guys can probably see, this is a sped-up version of the farm. This is at twice as fast as the actual farm is. I'm recording this after the fact. And I do a little hangout with Lisby, and I sped all that up. And we do a little bit of more exploration and explanation of this whole section here. Now, this is the first time I've ever really sped up Minecraft footage on camera. So it's a little shaky, and it's not great, but I'm giving it a shot. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it. So I decided to crack straight on with building the exit to the command box, and obviously I sped it up a lot, and it took a long time. As you can see, there are long pauses in the building process because I'm following Mumbo Jumbo's tutorial block by block exactly, because I really want to get it right. This thing is very tricky and compact. So I'll kind of walk you through what I'm doing here. So right now I'm building the thing that activates the whole mechanism. Now, the trick is that the button is 2 blocks above the piston. And so what I'm building now is I'm going to put a hopper clock in there so that it's going to sort of constantly update the piston to see if it's being bud powered by that button that's 2 blocks above it. Let me know what you guys think of this this sped up section. I don't know if you find it interesting, if you find it maybe it's not well done enough. Let me know what you think. And I may or may not include more of it. Next episode I probably won't, since I just did it. So you should be able to see here that, there it goes, the piston is being constantly powered, and that cauldron acts as just to provide an input for the comparator to constantly update the piston. So now I begin building what Mumbo Jumbo refers to as the first trapdoor. And what that is basically the part of the contraption that removes the block you're standing on to drop you into the machine. So you should be able to see at this point, the first trapdoor should be done. and if we hit the button, the floor opens up, and you should fall right in there if you're standing on that block. Now, I actually just installed the second trapdoor, but I forgot to press record. I thought I was recording, and I really wasn't. So I built the second trapdoor, and what that's supposed to do is that is the mechanism that pushes you forward. Once you drop down into the hole, you are supposed to be pushed forward along the ice to get to the other side of the door. So that's what I built there. But for some reason it wasn't working, and as it turns out, what I am about to figure out is that the dirt block next to it is causing a lot of problems. So at this point I get started on the third trapdoor, which, well, I guess it's really the second trapdoor. What this is the thing that opens up the floor on the other side of the wall. So basically it's removing the dirt block, making room for you, and then bouncing you up through that hole, and then replacing the dirt. So as you can see this time, you should be able to see both sides, all three mechanisms that I built so far, working in perfect harmony. And they are. So what I'm building now, actually, is the part that bounces you up. I just finished building the thing that opens the floor, but now we need to build the bouncy part. So at this point, I'm just torching up the place just to make sure everything is spawn-proof, as well as finishing up the circuitry. So at this point, all that's left to do is to put in the ice and the packed ice, which is what you're going to slide along to get to the other side. Now that I have destroyed that piece of ice, we need to make a quick visit in just a minute over to that temporary ice farm that I said I would be building in a later episode, but I just happened to have some ice freezing up there to begin with, so went over and grabbed a little bit of that. And so now I'm trying to sort of figure out this lighting problem I was having before that caused the ice to melt, but after the lighting stuff, that's essentially it, and the machine is done. Alright guys, so as you all know, I'm still sort of experimenting with this whole Let's Play thing. I'm still learning what works for me and what works for my viewers, and I'm still getting viewers. So I thought that sort of, not really time-lapse, but sped-up build would kind of look cool. And because I'm not really great at building on camera. So there were some problems after I stopped recording. By the way, the reason that the building actually took so long is because I was following a tutorial, and I made some pretty amateur mistakes, actually. But I had to adjust some of the timings for things because of server lag, so about 90% of the time it works now, which is a little unfortunate. You know, I wish it was 100. It works 100% of the time on single player, but it'll do. I also put in a backup system if it doesn't work. So you can see you may no longer break blocks to exit, use button. So this is the first time I'm trying it on film. So hopefully it will work. You stand on this coarse dirt, you push the button, and it didn't work. Lovely. And that's probably because I'm recording. So if you get stuck, it says stuck, remove and replace 3 granite blocks. So it works almost all the time when I'm not recording. So what I'm probably going to do is just keep trying on camera until it works. So you saw right there, that was it working. Now you take like half a heart of damage, but it's okay because there are beacons right there to heal you. So let's see if I can make that happen twice in a row. You go over here, stand on the coarse dirt, push the button. Oh, it was so close. Okay, well, you gotta take my word for it that it does work a lot better when I'm not recording. And that's weird because I believe that would cause client-side lag, so there it is again. So I don't know why that is. But the point is you come out here, and something I'm actually a little worried about is what if somebody like starts to build something right here? So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm maybe gonna make a little garden here, and you're gonna pop up in the garden so that way nobody can sort of claim that land. But it's just a really fun thing to do. It's so much fun. Let's try again. You stand on the coarse dirt, push the button. Push that. No! It works like every other time when I'm recording. Oh, this is frustrating. Okay, but I wish you guys could see it work so often. This is really frustrating. Oh, man. Okay, it's weird because that would be like client-side lag. I know Mumbo Jumbo was having some trouble with client-side lag when he was recording his slime block elevator, but maybe I could remove this. Is this something? No, I want that there. Okay, so I don't know what to do about that in terms of recording. I guess whenever I use this door, I'll have to not record. Maybe you'll see it in somebody else's video when they record. But you saw it a couple times there. Okay, well anyway guys, that is the exit for the command box finished. I'm not sure how much time this is into the episode, since it's the first time I'm really doing some sped up footage. Whoa, you guys, it turns out I am way over time, so I'm going to wrap this up very quickly. This has been episode 4 on the UnchartedCraft vanilla server. I hope you have enjoyed. I will see you next time, and of course, thanks for watching.